board as well as with the developer to come up with a series of steps that show HUD that they're moving in the direction of rehabilitating the property. If HUD were to abate the Section 8, and they will do so if momentum is not shown and that they documented, what will happen is that the units that currently hold project-based Section 8s will no longer hold those project-based Section 8s. That means that the people who currently live in those units will probably be given Section 8 vouchers, which means that the large majority of those folks will have homes, but not likely in San Francisco. And so that's your worst case scenario. And that's just from the perspective of the folks living in the building. From the building perspective itself, you will no longer have the revenue stream associated to pay back the loan. And you, like you said, will have a situation where somebody will have to acquire that site and do the rehabilitation.
Thank you. Commissioner Gavigan, you have the floor.
Thank you. Can I just ask by a show of hands how many people are here for this item particularly?
For or against?
No, just for the item. No, it doesn't matter for or against. Okay, thank you. I see that there are substantially more people who are here for the item than spoke on the item, including people who are drafted to speak. And this has been going on for quite some time. And I think that perhaps one of the reasons people don't show up for meetings is because they're tired, they're weary. It has been going on and on and on. I am glad to see that there's a motion on the floor in a second so that this can move forward. I agree with the speaker who said that if this was not a legally constituted board, HUD would not be negotiating with them. HUD would not be communicating with their executive director about the dire straits that
to get these things done. Now, we've got a great redevelopment director and a great commission on the redevelopment that gets this problem. So we are blessed. So they're going to step up and step in. You have got Matt Franklin, the Mayor's Office of Housing, who's been, you all probably know him too well. He's been down here, he gets it, he cares about this, and he's going to do everything in his power to leverage the resources that he has, his relationships when he was at HUD under the Clinton administration, relationships he had at the state of California, and our regional relationships to do what we need to do from our office perspective. Supervisor doing the same thing in all our meetings, writing joint letters, passing resolutions, doing everything we can to codify this as a city effort. We're all on the same page on this. We've got to get the financing and we've got to get this development agreement passed. I want to thank the new board for understanding the seriousness of this. I want to thank them for their willingness to work. It is your credit.
Give us a hand clap.
In absence of action, I have no reason to alarm you. I'm just telling you, I've been doing this 12 years, not 200 years, not 50 years, but 12 years, I kind of learned a little bit. This is serious. We need to act. And I have every confidence in closing that if we do act, we're going to get through this. We care, we're committed, we are going to do everything in our power. We just ask you to step up with us, to work with us, get through this difficult time, make the tough choices that we need to make, and we're going to get to where we need to go to provide you with the dignity you deserve, the housing that you should have been afforded decades ago, the opportunity to participate in designing that future and your lives and help us rebuild this community. So I thank you again, all of you, for the time and attention, and just know that we're not going to walk away from this. We're not going to turn our back, and we're not going to run the 90-yard dash in terms of getting to where we need to go. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Newsom, for your support and for your presence here today.
I'm going to tell it a long story. I just stress as the main point. 시장은 그동안 저희 기자님 중에 이런 문제에 대해서 많이 일을 봤고 또한 한 3일 전에 이런 문제에 대해서 더욱 관심을 갖게 되었습니다. 또 다음 주 노벰버 9는 이 문제에 대해 최종 결정을 내려야 하는 그런 시점을 생각하고 있습니다. 그렇기 때문에 그동안 자기로서는 모든 힘을 동원해서 이 문제 해결을 위하고 주 사원이나 이런 주처에 대해서 모든 서신도 보내고 이렇게 됐는데 지금 이 순간이 마지막 순간으로 생각돼서 또 오늘 이 자리를 마련해서 최종의 결과를 위해서 이제 일하고자 하니까 여러분은 그렇게 지지하시고 모든 소원을 바랍니다.
Now we will have Mr. Nathaniel Mason give remarks. He was one of the original founders of this development.
Right.
He was around when this idea of this development was birthed. Mr. Mason.
When the real work was going on. Honest work.
Thank you. I see a lot of people here that I recognize. Come on. I got a very soft voice. Hi, is that?
That's fine.
Thank you. My name is Nat Mason. I'm the original president of Market Garden, Martin Luther King. We're the ones that gave you this co-op. A lot of us laid our bodies on the line, Abe Landry and others, so that we could have this.
All the people I forgot.
A lot of us in the community are not going to let you down. Whatever it takes, we'll be there. We'll be there to stand with you, or we'll be there to fall with you. And everybody that know me, don't let the necktie fool you. I've been on these streets for a long time. By the grace of God, kind of getting a little fat on my head, I've been able to succeed. And I try to be a role model to all of the young people in this area. But we can do this. Whatever it happens to be, we can do this. And Rev, I do want you to let this young man have 2 or 3 minutes.
No, this is our business.
Well, you know.
I'm going to have my 2 or 3 minutes. No,
Okay,
you're not going to speak. You're not going to speak. You're speaking.
I'm going to speak now then.
Dr. Boyd, Dr. Edgar Boyd, pastor of the Bethel AME Church.
Basically, the people can
Dr.
pay
Boyd,
$180 a month.
Dr. Boyd.
You cannot. And the people,
Dr. Boyd.
$180
Dr. Boyd.
That's what pays the mortgage. I'm going to speak. I'm going to have to speak. I got to tell
Let me share just a
let the
couple
truth be known.
words with you.
This is
I
private
think it's
property.
important that
Access
you
can
gather
be
together.
taken at any time.
Officer, would you come and remove this gentleman from here? Well, he's not going to, ladies, shh. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. May I have everyone's attention, please? May I have everyone's attention? Let me make it very clear. He came to the meeting at West Bay last night, didn't have respect for the people to stay there. He walked out of the room. We don't have time to be dealing with this kind of childish play coming from somebody who's supposed to be an adult. Now that's what it boils down to. No, we don't give him another chance now. Go ahead and move. No, we're not going to have it. We're not going to have it. Come on, Dr. Boyd.
Let me ask all of us who are here. Let me ask all of us who are here. We have come too far. We have invested too much. We have lost too much ground, too much presence, and too much position for us to be divided. We need to seek with all deliberate speed, as quickly as we possibly can, those things that can unite us and bring us together as a group. And this organization, MLK Marcus Garvey, this housing organization that has for all these years provided shelter and home space for the families who are here, as well as the families who have been here some years ago. We have to recognize that and applaud that. The framers, the organizers, and the developers who brought this complex and community development into place, did that to provide dignity, respect, comfort, safety, and the best of environmental concerns that they possibly could. And we owe it to them, and we owe it to their commitment to preserve what they have put in place. So I have been in the past of my life in critical situations where I have thought one way and others thought another way. And I found myself on the minority, the smaller group side. I very quickly recognized that it was my responsibility to allow those who were in the majority to move forward. I stepped aside and did that. I think that's dignity, I think that's honor, and I think that's what the whole organization needs. Now, it does not mean that those who are on the minority lose their control or lose their voice. It simply means that we have to provide leadership someplace. When there is more than one faction. One faction has to be recognized. And we do that, we vest that kind of authority in the majority and let them move. We can still provide input, we can still provide encouragement, we can still provide our suggestions. But we let those who are in the majority rule and move forward. And I think when you do that, the very best can come out of that. So while we're here today, we're here to help. We're here to provide, we're here to support, we're here to encourage. And whatever we can do from the community, Third Baptist, Bethel, Jones Methodist, First AME Zion Church, First Union Church, all Union Baptist, all these congregations, all these organizations in the community, and those persons who sit on the city department and city planning commissions and housing commissions and the San Francisco Redevelopment Agency Commission, and the CAC, all these organizations are moving and working to provide what you need and what you deserve and what we demand for you. So when when any member of this community steps up to raise his voice to HUD or to raise his voice to any other agency that has the power to determine what the outcomes will be, we do that for your best interest, for the best interest of this community here at MLK Marcus Garvey. So I simply came by today to add my voice to the voices that have already been made aware, made aloud, and has already come forward. So we are here to help you, and whatever ways we can help, we're here to do that. Simply call upon us when you need to call upon us, and we're here. Thank you, and bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for coming. This brings our press conference to a close.
Okay.
We want to hear Carlos.
Go talk with him there if you want to hear.
He has a right to
This is America. This ain't Russia. Let him go and speak. Cause we don't.
No, he can speak. If you want to hear him, he come over and talk to you.
Talk to me.
Everybody, 1 second. 1 second. Hello. I'm Fred Blackwell. I'm with the Redevelopment Agency, and I just wanted to say a couple of things, and I wanted to clarify a few things about next steps. We are here today. We have redevelopment commissioners here today. I'm here today, and Olson Lee has been working with the board for a long time for some specific reasons.
What the brother got to say, but I mean, free speech. This is what America's about. This is what us black folks.
He can speak freely on that to you if he wants to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the press conference. God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Don't worry, this board will do what it needs to do. You have a board now that will do what they need to do for 200.
Thank you so much for coming.
That's it. And if it was here today, I'd sign it today.
Let's talk
about what's gonna happen. See what I done? So we are faith and belief it's not gonna happen. I need to know how this money it's gonna go.
Hey, thanks a lot. Good man. Bless you. You can see the trickery that's taking place.
You all need to know if it doesn't happen, how it would go for you to have to get up out of here. You need to know.
They sell this out, they all gonna get a piece. They sell this out, they all gonna get a piece of your money. That's what this is about. They're gonna get your money out of here. We care about you. Oh, yeah, right.
All the same players that brought us to the point where we are now, they're the same players. Just remember that. They're all the same players.
I'm not saying there's two sides to a story, always.
Slim, scoot over a little bit. I want to get her.
We got a right to say something. We're not trying to get here just to listen to some politicians. We're not talking about referendum either. These are our places. Mi casa es tu casa. My house is your house. How dare somebody come on our property telling us to go home? We live here. We live here. We live here. We live here. I got a right to say what I want, lady. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I got a right to talk.
If anybody needs help, they would be able to help because all I have to do is make sure that
Let it be known, the same players that are involved now, same ones that have been involved throughout the time we've been sailing.
If the bylaws, the regulatory agreement, and all those things what HUD have to do and what the people have to do,
Hey, Ace.
if everybody has to abide by it, not just some. We've been tricked for too long.
We've been tricked.
We've been tricked for too long. Yes, I'm a fourth generation San Francisco historic Fillmore resident. And as a historic Fillmore resident, I've seen the trickery of redevelopment, urban renewal, and all of that.
No, you haven't.
And it's still going on today. And right now, with these people only owing $180 a month on their mortgage and owing $19,000 on their unit, for somebody to say, we're going to help you, hurry up, sign this deal to give us your property, to take a huge loan to turn it over to a developer. That's wrong. Hurry up. Somebody rushes you. If somebody rushes you, everybody blaming HUD. HUD's not even here. But they're going to say HUD has to follow the regulatory agreement. The regulatory agreement says that the people, the first thing is the people must make their mortgage payment. If there's a default rate, it spells it out in terms of what HUD can do. None of them is HUD can take your property. They can't take your property, but they can trick you into giving it away. That's what this is. They can't take your property, but they can trick you into giving it away. So all they need to do is get new people. They say boy said follow the majority. The majority. Now what took the majority and planted their own, and it's not legitimate. But they say follow the majority. The majority is not the ones that the people elected. The people elected the majority. So my job is to stand up to all these falsehoods. That's my job. In terms of people not wanting me to speak, no, I won't let you speak. How about that? This is private property. If you had a press conference in a public street, you will have jurisdiction.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Reverend Angus Brown, the city, nobody has jurisdiction. They're trying to get it.
And neither do you.
But currently they do not. I have jurisdiction because certain people elected me. And I ran a write-in campaign. And I got a hard-to-spell last name, but they still found a way to spell it. And elected me to tell the truth about this.
Yeah, well, it was a mistake.
Yeah, so that's what it is. I appreciate everybody listening and recognizing they already wrapped up your press conference. This is another one.
I think there is another message.
Well, first they said it was over. And they put, oh, now it's not over? They don't want me to get. Wait, what happened?
Let Mr. Frankel tell you.
I thought it was over.
They did announce that it was over.
I would say this is over. As a board president.
No, you are not a board president.
I would say that this is board president. If you'd like to have a press conference, you have to do something about it. This is private property.
You don't own one. Not recognized as a board president. You think this is a joke? You think this is a joke?
The community.
You think this is a joke, Carlos? He does think this is a joke.
I just got one message. I just got one message from y'all. From the bottom of my heart.
We need
Take ownership.
That's right.
Just one idea. I just want y'all to just take that one idea home. Take ownership.
They ain't gonna give it to you either.
That's all I want y'all to think about. Take ownership. That's
They are doing it.
We just came back to space without doing an analysis.
Hello, everybody. This is Abe Blank. I helped to build this place. I love my shareholders, but the board of directors make the final decision. Paulo have a right to come to the meeting and share it to convince me he is right. I got to vote. Now, if he's right, I vote his way.
That's right.
Y'all can't vote. We can. Now, Carlo, we ain't got nothing against you. Convince the board. They got 7 people on the board.
You're a board member, don't come to the meeting.
I don't have to convince the board.
That's a lot of everybody.
People can remove the board in one day. It's about the people knowing. It's not about the board making a trip decision.
So there are three, before you leave, there are 3 very important things.
You all better listen. You better listen to how you move.
I saw somebody give you money and you put it in your pocket, so I don't want to hear that. You just be quiet. I saw somebody give you
Everybody's attention.
No, you have nobody.
Excuse me.
That's your opinion. You have no business taking bribes.
Excuse me.
I said you have no business taking bribes.
Stepping out of line. That's your fault, because you told me to speak. He was talking that man. No respect. No respect. You know how you need to tell him to respect this man. You tell him to respect that man. Let me explain something to you guys. This deadline next week is real. And I have Fred Blackwell here, who's the director of the redevelopment agency. I'm a commissioner. I was born and raised in this community down the street in Plaza East, and that's why I'm here. I'm concerned about the people here. I'm concerned about the fact that all my friends and family are leaving San Francisco, and I don't want to see the people sitting here leave. So Fred is going to explain some things, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to come and ask.
Thank you. I got some stuff. So there are 3 things that are very important to know. I think that several people have spoken very well to the need to develop a plan and submit that to HUD.
We did that.
But this is the other thing that's very important, and a very important thing for everybody here to understand is that submission of that plan to HUD does not mean that HUD will accept it.
Exactly.
I have been in meetings with HUD, with the Speaker's office, who have basically said that the game is over. Okay, so there's a part of this here that is about advocacy and letting HUD know that it's unacceptable for you guys to work this hard to come up with a plan for revitalizing this area and not to have it accepted. That's a very important thing for everybody here to know. You've got to contact HUD, you've got to put pressure on HUD and let them know that it's unacceptable for them not to accept the plan that is submitted. Third thing is I want everybody to know what the next steps are on this thing, if it goes this way. If HUD abates the Section 8, the next thing that will happen is that the Housing Authority will give, abate means that they will stop payment on the project-based Section 8, which are 161 rental subsidies in this 211 unit development. So, so I understand that. If that happens, the next step is that the Housing Authority will issue Section 8 vouchers to folks who are currently receiving subsidies here. What that means is that you will not be able to use that voucher here, okay? Because the reason why HUD is talking about getting rid of the project-based Section 8 is because of issues around health and safety. So what will happen is that you will receive a voucher. Those of you who have understood and read the headlines in this city about the housing market understand that the housing market, rental and home ownership, is very tight. Which means that the folks that receive Section 8 vouchers will likely have to use them outside of this city. Okay? Okay? And you'll have a limited amount of time in order to exercise that voucher. You can reject it and you can stay. You can reject it and stay, but your rent will remain the same. And then, you know, Carlos will tell you that you can pay $200.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Pay your mortgage.
He can tell you that. First, there are other things that need to happen in terms of a mortgage. You have to pay for maintenance, you have to pay for security, you have to keep the lights on, you have to keep the water running. So there are lots of other things that you have to pay. So I think there's a question about whether folks will be able to actually be able to afford the state. So, I mean, that's a debate and that's complicated, but you know, what's going to happen next is you will get a Section 8 voucher. Now, the last thing that I need to say is that there's also a financing issue here. Okay? The financing issue means that HUD has the ability to foreclose on the mortgage. Okay? And there are two mechanisms that they can use to do that. One is if you don't pay.
Will you be quiet? Let the man talk.
One is if you don't pay.
Let the man talk.
Get out that gate.
Let the man talk.
Now you, get out that gate.
You want
very important other issue is if you don't pay.
You won't come over here and do it?
Second issue.
You won't come over here and do it?
Why don't you give them the respect?
He's stopping the man from speaking. Will you be quiet?
Second important issue with regard to financing, y'all. Very important in terms of the foreclosure process.
Let him speak. I want to hear him.
Listen, one issue on foreclosure is financial. HUD also has the ability to foreclose based on their concerns about health and safety. In other words, you can pay your mortgage and they can still foreclose because they think that this is not an environment that is healthy or safe. So I need everybody to understand all of those points, okay?
They want the main thing that the people need to do, if HUD abates the Section 8 on November 9th, the first thing, according to the regulatory agreement that governs what HUD can and cannot do, is pay your mortgage. The mortgage is $180. It's right here on the deed of trust where it says until 2019, the mortgage is $36,000. So if HUD abates Section 8, the first thing the people can do, pay your mortgage. If you pay your mortgage, they can't foreclose if you pay your mortgage. So they can foreclose, they can't foreclose, turn the lights on. The people, $180 each is $36,000.
You gotta maintain.
Yes.
You have them
Right
paying
now,
$25.
right now,
So
the
how they gonna pay
people without
$180?
Section 8 pay $100,000 into this.
You got people can't pay carriage charge.
No, right now, the people as a whole
You got
pay
people can't pay
$100,000.
$25, let alone $180.
So,
Steve Ball,
it's just
you
real
say
clear
you wrong.
that the trickery is here.
Hey, you wrong. You wrong. Don't take that. Take that. No.
Mayor, the means.
Take that. No. Take that from her, Carmen. Take that from her.
Well, even though I don't have a
Still on
mind,
tape.
You're not in here for us, so you need to shut up. I don't care. You're not in here for us. You need to shut your mouth up and get out of here. Yeah, get out of here, because you are not for us, and you're doing us wrong. Get out of here. You need to get out of here.
okay. A lot of you guys know
Hey! Hold on just a minute. Hey! Everybody, we don't have a microphone.
Don't do it, Carlos. Just shut up.
Hey!
That redevelopment, what the hell is he doing? Ain't that go for you? Why you looking stupid?
And others.
These same people you're gonna need for your life
that was seated on September the 11th. We need your support behind us. We are working aggressively, moving forward with getting the contract negotiated.
I'm coming. Sit here.
We have had our lawyers and others met with Relating yesterday. So even though they are threatening to abate the Section 8, to cut it off, we are still aggressively moving, stand focus to get that contract signed, to get the letter from the National Cooperative Housing Bank.
No, I mean, I agree with you.
So we need your support behind this board to make sure that we follow through. We're having a special board meeting. We need all of the shareholders to come out. A special board meeting Monday night at 6 o'clock. Right here in the community center is the people.
Right there.
Right. And we're having a shareholder. We are working hard with these guys. We don't want board. Have to be moved down. You need to break that up. Y'all need to break that up. Hello.
The back. Right there, that's good.
Hello, I'm Janice McIntosh. A lot of people think that you're supposed to be not angry about what's going on. The Bible says be angry but sin not. So that's what I did. But now, when it comes to other people, they don't want other people to say what's on their minds. And I think that's not right, based on the Constitution, based on all of the Articles of Confederation. Now, what I have to say is, those of you who are credible need to be getting your attorneys. And you need to file a lawsuit against Martin Luther King Marcus Garvey Apartments and all the players involved in this matter to begin with. Because first of all, how you going to have a meeting and not everybody could be at this meeting on a Friday? It should have been on a Saturday to begin with. And then some of these public officials, they're not fending for us. It's like Hurricane Katrina. They're not fending for us. They don't care. They don't care. Amen. They don't care. They got their lavish houses and they go back on their houses. They'll talk about, honey, how you doing? Take your shoes off, baby. But then the thing it is